Good morning, yogis. I'm here in Leon, Nicaragua, and it's bright and early in the morning. And I'm trying to beat the heat of the day. It gets quite warm here. So we'll just do a little roll and release class today. So we'll want 2 tennis balls or 2 lacrosse balls. And we'll use them throughout, and we'll do a portion for the feet and also for the back. Yogis, make your way up to standing, and you'll want your feet about hips width distance. Outer edges of your feet are parallel to one another. We'll start on the right foot. You'll want to bring your ball right into the center of the ball of your foot. Keep your heel on the ground as you transfer weight forward. And then you'll splay the toes wide and soften them. Splay them wide, lift them away from the ball, soften them again. So find that kind of organic, subtle movement, getting the toes and the feet to really relax. You may notice that certain parts of your body feel a little bit more sensitive or a little bit more tight. That is totally normal. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your foot out slightly so you see a sliver of the ball on the inner edge of your foot. You can kind of see it here in the image. And same as before, lift the toes and soften them a few times. Nice, and mindfully you'll turn your foot in slightly so you can see a sliver of the ball on the outer edge of the foot, right behind the pinky toe edge. Same as before, you can let the foot settle onto the ball, and if it feels good and right, you can play with splaying the toes wide and then softening the toes back down around the lacrosse ball. Make sure you're standing tall, you haven't lost your posture. And you'll guide the ball back to the center of the arch and slide the foot forward just a little bit. So the ball is in the center of your arch. And then same as before, feel free to lift and splay the toes and then soften them back down if that felt good before. Begin to turn your foot out slightly so you see a sliver of the ball in the center of the arch of your foot. Keep your heel down on your mat as you put your body weight onto the arch of your foot there. And you'll switch and draw the foot inward so the foot turns inward. You can see a sliver of the ball on the outer edge of the foot now. Transferring as much body weight onto the ball as is bearable. And check in with your posture. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then we'll mix it up and slide the ball so it's right in front of your heel on your foot. The ball of the foot is down on your mat this time. And the front of your heel is resting on the ball. You can press up onto the tiptoes of your left foot. Listen to your body. as we release tension and create space in the fascia of the feet, which has a beneficial effect on the entire body. Gently release, and now you'll just roll the foot around on the ball. Make sure to roll on all of the edges, so inner edge, outer edge, getting the entire sole of the foot, even rolling into the toes a bit. Feel free to get a little creative, and if you have any spots where it feels a little extra sensitive, a little extra tender, feel free to linger there or even soften it up. Couple more passes here. And you'll begin to release the ball and stand nice and tall. Root down evenly through all four corners of your feet. Maybe rock a little side to side and just notice the space you've created. We'll move over to the other side, left foot. Bring the lacrosse ball into the center of the ball of your foot. The heel stays down on the mat, remember. And then play with your stance until you find the sensation that feels right for your body. Splay the toes and let them soften a couple of times. Make sure you're standing tall. The hips are level, the shoulders stacked over your hips. And envision the fascia and the sole of your foot beginning to release. Now slowly, mindfully, turn the foot out. And you'll be able to see a sliver of the ball right back behind your big toe. Lift and lower the toes a couple of times, creating space. And then allow the foot to settle into the ball beneath it. If at any point you have any sharp shooting pain, know that you can just lighten up on that pressure or even step off of the ball for a moment and then pick up where you left off. Now you'll take that foot and turn it in slightly. You'll be able to see a sliver of the ball of the foot right back behind the pinky toe. Settle in. And that gentle in and upward pull of the abdomen as you lift up through the crown of your head. If your mind begins to wander off, just bring it right back to the sensation you're experiencing in your foot. And come back to center. You'll slide the ball forward, or slide the foot forward on the ball rather. Now the ball is in the center of your arch. If you'd like to splay the toes wide and then release them a couple of times again, now is your opportunity to do so. We'll be here for just another sec Go ahead and begin to turn your foot out slightly. You'll be able to see the ball, a little sliver of the ball on the inner arch of your foot. This area can be really sensitive, so be really mindful as you put your body weight back onto the ball. And come back through center and turn the foot in slightly. You'll be able to see a sliver of the ball on the pinky toe edge. Working into the outer edges of the foot now. And guide your foot back to center, and then you'll slide your foot forward again, bringing the ball of your foot down. And you have the lacrosse ball right at that front edge of your heel. And placing weight onto the lacrosse ball. Modifying if you need to. From here, you can begin to release and roll the sole of the foot out on the lacrosse ball. Rolling back and forth, side to side, roll in little circles. Make sure to get all areas of that foot. The inner and outer edges, the back of the foot, the toes. If you have any spots that feel like they need a little extra attention, linger there. Now that each side of the body is different, it's very common to have completely different experiences from side to side. And this can be due to muscular imbalance, it can be due to injury. But release that ball, stand nice and tall, feet are hips width distance, toes point straight forward, feet are parallel. Work your way all the way down to the floor into a comfortable seat. We'll do a little bit more work here on our feet. Extend your right leg long out in front of you and cross your left ankle over the top. You'll use your right hand, spread those fingers wide, and then thread the fingers through the toes. So you're trying to get the webbing of the fingers and the toes to come into contact with one another. So it might take a little bit of work, especially if your feet are not used to this type of movement. And then once you have that set up, you'll guide the foot in circles. Making sure to slow down through any spots that feel a little extra tight or sticky. And you'll switch directions, making sure to go both ways. And then we'll move into a pointing and flexing motion. So you point and flex the foot. Take that a couple more. And then you'll release, extend both legs long, and then splay your toes nice and wide. And the left leg stays long. You'll take your right foot over the top of the thigh, and then you'll thread the fingers of your left hand through the toes. Remember, we're trying to get the webbing of the fingers and the toes to meet. Might take a little patience. And then once you have that connection made as best you can, you'll guide your foot in little circles. And take that a few times in one direction. And then go ahead and switch directions. Working out any kinks in the ankles, the feet. The feet will feel really nice and open and spacious here. Coming back to center, begin to point and flex your foot. Using the hand there as a guide. And then you'll release. Extend both legs long again. Flex the feet, splay the toes wide and give them a little wiggle, a little tap. And then splay them wide again. From here, we'll make our way down onto our backs. You'll want both of your lacrosse balls. So make sure you have plenty of space on your mat. You might need to scoot down a little bit. And take the lacrosse balls right to the base of your skull. So they're right on either side of the spine, not on the spine. You'll have to use your hands here to hold the balls in place. So just let the elbows drop out to the side. Let the head settle in to the lacrosse balls and make any adjustments you need to now. And then you'll begin to rock your head gently side to side, massaging the base of your skull, the top of your neck. Really mindful and kind. This exercise here is great for relieving tension headaches. And if you need to rest in stillness, you may. Go ahead, release the balls and leave them just down by your side. Release the arms by your side and just become aware of the space you've created in your neck. Using the balls again, now you'll take them right into the upper trapezius, so top of your shoulders. You might have to wiggle around a little bit. You want to make sure that the balls won't slide out from underneath you. And if you'd like, you can lift your hips up. That will intensify the sensation, or use a block under the hips. You can also just leave the hips down on the ground, especially if your upper back and shoulders tend to be on the tighter side. This can be really intense. And breathe. With your next inhale, take the arms up over towards the sky, palms face one another. Stretch the shoulders around, away from the balls. And then as you exhale, soften your shoulders back down around. It's an inhale and you round away. Exhale, soften back down. Inhale, round away. Exhale, soften. Inhale, round away. Exhale and settle in, taking the arms wider this time. Inhale, arms go back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, open the arms wide. One more. Inhale. And exhale, open your arms wide. Inhale, take your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, arms overhead. Try to soften through your shoulders as you engage the arms. Imagine you had a yoga block between the hands. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, take the arms overhead again. Nice, slow, deep breaths here. With your inhale, arms go up toward the sky. And exhale, take the arms overhead again. Inhale, arms straight up, hands above the shoulders. Release your hands down. And from here, we'll begin to work the lacrosse balls down into the rhomboid. So you might have to come up and adjust. If you have space on your mat, you might be able to just press into your feet, lift your hips up, pressing into the feet. You can just slide toward the back edge of your mat, just an inch or two usually. And you have the option to keep the hips lifted or bring them down. That's up to you intensity-wise. Let your body weight rest down on the lacrosse balls before we add any movement. And breathe into the lacrosse balls as if they were part of your lungs. So you really get that sensation through the back body. With your next inhale, the arms will go up over towards the sky. Remember, you'll round away from the lacrosse balls to start. And then as you exhale, you'll soften back around the balls. Inhale, the shoulders round away from the lacrosse ball. Exhale, soften back down. Inhale, round away. Exhale, soften back down. Taking the arms wide this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take them wide. Inhale, arms back to center. Exhale, stretch the arms out to the side. Inhale, arms come back up to center. And then you'll take the arms overhead with your next exhale breath. Imagine you have that yoga block between your hands. Try to soften through your shoulders. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, take the arms overhead, working your arms as straight as you can. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, you'll take your arms overhead. And inhale, lift them to center. With your next exhale breath, arms go overhead again. And with your next inhale, you will begin to lift the arms back to center. Release your arms down. And from here, you'll press into your feet, lift your hips up, slide toward the back of your mat another inch or two until you find another spot that feels sensitive, maybe a little intense, right between the shoulder blades. So still working the rhomboids. Let the body weight settle onto the lacrosse ball. And same as before, envision the lacrosse balls as actually being kind of part of your lungs. And breathing into the balls there. And with your inhale, arms go up toward the sky, palms face one another, around away from the ball. And with your exhale, soften the shoulders back down. Inhale, you'll round away. Exhale, soften back down. One more. Inhale, round away. And exhale, soften back down. Taking the arms wide this time. Same exhale breath. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, open the arms wide, stretching out through fingers. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, the arms go wide again. Inhale, full breath in as the arms stretch up toward the sky. Exhale, arms go overhead. Palms face one another, the elbows are straight. With your inhale, arms go back to the sky. Exhale, take your arms overhead again. Exhaling the air all the way out. With your next inhale breath, you'll take the arms up overhead. Take your time. Arms go overhead again. Palms still face one another. Straighten out through your elbows. Soften through your shoulders and then inhale to lift. Release your arms down. And then release, come off of the lacrosse balls. You might have to roll completely off of them to slide them out from underneath you. And just lie flat on your back. Become fully aware of the space you've created in your back body as you make your way into Shavasana. As you settle into Shavasana, become fully aware of the spaces between your body and the floor beneath you. And as you relax, as you settle in, allow those spaces to become smaller and smaller until you can no longer tell the difference between your body and the floor beneath you. Allow your breath to soften. Allow your mind to become still. Enjoy this time here. Savor this time in Shavasana, corpse pose. The most important posture of our entire yoga practice. I encourage you to stay here as long as you would like. I thank you for joining me today for this roll and release practice. The light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste.